Let's go, 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 let's go, 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 let's go, go, let's go, let's go, go, let's go, let's go, 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 go.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Kaylee. So for today's video, this is a highly requested video from a lot of people. You guys wanted me to do a full coverage foundation routine tutorial for you guys. So this is the final look. I did go over lots of steps, different foundations that I use, different concealers that I use, why I use them. I did a contour, a highlight for you guys, and really went in depth and explained everything for you guys. So if you guys want to know how to do a full coverage foundation and you want to create a flawless look like this, then please keep on watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off in this video with going over some of my favorite full coverage foundations that I have found that personally work for me. Now I do understand that not all foundations work for everybody, especially with different skin types, different tones and stuff like that. So my skin type is combination. So I have an oily T-zone and then I do have some dry areas kind of around here, up on my forehead occasionally as well. So I use a few different ones. Now I'm going to go over my all-time favorite, tried and true. I absolutely love this foundation. This is what I use if I want a very flawless, full coverage, amazing look. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I've been using this foundation for about 2 years now or so, and I absolutely love it. It is full coverage. I feel like it comes out flawless. It blends really nicely on the skin, and I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. See, I have 3 different types. So I use it for when I'm really, really white in the winter time, when I don't get any sun at all, or I'm not doing my spray tan. I have medium, where I'm kind of in that in-between phase, and then I have when I do get a spray tan. So the color that I use, which I will probably use today to show you guys, is light beige. Now I have ivory, and ivory is white, white, white. So this is when I'm like pasty, translucent white. I haven't seen any sun. And then this is sand, which is the darkest color that I do use. The Makeup Forever HD stick. So this one Jaclyn Hill talked about on her channel, and I went and tried it. I do really love this foundation. So I use this only occasionally when I don't mind having a thick foundation on me. So as you guys can see, it is a stick foundation. It is pretty thick. When you're using this foundation, you want to use a foundation brush. I use the Marc Jacobs foundation brush. That is the best way when you're using a stick foundation to blend it out. Usually if you do see some streaks on your face, I will go in with my beauty blender and just kind of blend out what you can see. And for this one, I use the R370. The next foundation I'm going to talk about is the Hourglass Stick Foundation. So again, Jaclyn Hill spoke about this one, raved about this one, and this is actually my 3rd one that I've gone through. So it is like that. Now, the thing that I don't really like about this product is that it doesn't have very much in there for how expensive it is. It is a little bit on the pricier side, but again, if you're using that, you just want to use the foundation brush here to blend that out. I wanted to throw in an inexpensive foundation for people that don't necessarily like to go and splurge on makeup, or don't necessarily want to spend a lot of money on makeup. So this is a recent find that I have found that I've actually been using for the past 2 weeks. So far, I really do love it. I use it on the days that I don't want to use my high-end foundations or my expensive foundations, and I'm just doing something pretty casual. So this is the Fit Me foundation by Maybelline, and this one is the Matte and Poreless foundation. So when I first tried this, I was really weary. It is, I think, with tax $8, which is just insane to me for a foundation. I'm used to spending usually around $30, $40, $60, depending on what it is. So when I got this, I was like, well, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's $8, not a big deal. I ended up falling in love with it. So this is a really, really cool, and it is pretty full coverage. Now, you do have to layer it a little bit. I do about 2 layers on mine just because I am a full coverage fiend and I want to look like porcelain when I do my makeup. But you can just do the 1 layer and it is really beautiful on as well. Okay guys, so now that I've gone over the foundations with you guys, I'm going to go ahead and start with giving you guys my routine on how I prep my skin. You guys are going to have to excuse the noise if you guys can hear it in the background. There's some yard work with my neighbors going on. so I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. So the first thing that I do whenever I'm getting ready to do my face is I use a moisturizer. So I have a few different moisturizers that I use, but this is one that I'm going to be using today. This is the Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion. So usually I'll just do one pump, rub it on my fingers, and then just apply it all over my face. So as you guys can see, I already have my eye makeup done since I am focusing on my foundation, but I did want to be able at the end of the video to have a full look. Once I put that moisturizer on, I'm going to go in with my first primer. My first primer I'm using is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. So I use a few different other primers, but this seems to really work well with moisturizing the skin. It does get a little tacky, which I like. You want that tackiness. That is going to help your foundation to stick to your skin. There's other primers that I've used that I haven't really enjoyed so much because it seems like the foundation doesn't really stick to it. So after I've applied that, you can feel too when you use this, it is tacky, which is what you want. So I know it seems really ridiculous putting all of these things on your skin before you put foundation on your skin, but I can promise you, you definitely want to prep your skin the best that you can in order for that foundation to look flawless and lay down very nicely on your skin for the rest of the day. So the last one I'm going to do is the Professional by Benefit. So this one I use just right here in my T-zone. This is just going to be for all of your texture that you have. Now if you're somebody like me, I do have a lot of texture. If I put a highlight on, especially my foundation, you can see it. All right here, you'll see all of those like holes and bumps and like right here. You don't have to use a lot. I use about that much. Rub it in between my fingers and then I just apply it right here, right around there. And then after I rub it, I'll kind of push it into my pores. Okay, so I did zoom you guys in a little bit. I want you guys to be really up close and personal while I'm doing this. As much as I hate having the camera zoomed in on me, I really want to show you guys the difference that it can make when doing makeup and making sure that you're applying it right on your skin. I have breakouts, so I don't have too many breakouts, but you guys can see a little bit right here. I will have just a little bit of discoloration, some breakouts here, you know, I have some discoloration here as well. So whenever I have those breakouts or that discoloration, I like to use a little bit of concealer. So I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer. I use a little bit of there and then I just blot it on the areas that I want that discoloration to go away. Now I don't do this every time I foundation, it's just on the days that it's really noticeable. After I've done that, I am going to go in with my foundation now. So I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way in light beige. So what I do is I always just put it on the back of my hand. I do 2 pumps just like that. And then I'm going to use my beauty blender. This is, well, I guess this is a beauty sponge. This is by Morphe. And I'm just going to apply it on my beauty sponge like that and just dot it on my face. As you guys can see, I go up my ear just like that because I want to make sure that it's blended in every area of my skin. And you do want to make sure that your beauty sponge or beauty blender is a little bit of damp. It's just gonna help to blend out that foundation a lot better. As you guys can see the difference, if you look on this side here, you can see just a little bit of discoloration, some texture, and then you go to this side here and it's just very smooth all the way across. So that's exactly what you want for your full coverage. What I like about this Too Faced foundation is it is super full coverage, but it is not heavy on the skin. I don't like the feeling of having something super cakey and heavy on my skin unless it's necessary. Now if I'm doing photo shoots where I'm modeling or if I'm doing makeup for my models on their photo shoots, I will use something a little bit cakier just because you really want to make sure that that looks perfect. So of course you want to go down the neck. So you guys can see I have a little bit of breakout here, but that, when it's raised like that, obviously you can't change. Okay, so now once we're done with blending all of that foundation in the skin, we are gonna do concealer. So I have 3 different concealers that I want to talk to you guys about. Now again, like I said, I do want to give you guys options just in case you guys do not want to spend a lot of money on your concealers. I have 3 different options that you can do. So my all-time favorite is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This concealer is absolutely amazing. It blends out beautifully. It is thick, but it doesn't feel very cakey on your face. it's amazing. So I have the shade Fair. Now I could probably use going one shade darker than this, but it's okay. I mixed it, so you guys will see how I do that. But so this is my tried and true. Before I did Tarte Shape Tape, I did the Too Faced Born This Way concealer along with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This was my tried and true before Shape Tape came around. I used this one all the time. This one again is full coverage. It does blend out beautifully. It is just really amazing, and this one I used Very Fair. Like I said, again, I could probably use going a shade darker, but I'm one of those freaks that just likes to have my concealer lighter. It brightens up the underneath eye. Now this one is going to be the more affordable one for people that don't want to spend a lot of money. This is the NYX HD Studio Concealer. This one I really do like. So I tried this one after a friend told me that they really enjoyed the NYX concealer, so I went ahead and bought it just so I could try it out, and I really do like it. So today I'm going to mix the Tarte Shape Tape and the NYX HD, these two, because this one is a little bit darker. I do mix them together just so it blends a little bit better. I'm just going to grab it. It has a really big applicator, which I like. So I dot it right underneath my eye, on the chin, Cupid's bow, up the nose, and just right in the center here. So I do want to explain to you guys why I do it this way. So of course I use it on my under eyes just to get rid of those bags. I use it as a highlighting point for my chin and my Cupid's bow, just for that highlight, and up my nose. Now I do use it right here because when you're using this and then you use a darker color on the outside area of your face, it does make your forehead smaller. Then I'm going to go in with the NYX HD, and then like I said, I just blend these together so that it's not so white on my face and you can tell. So then I'm just going to dot it everywhere that I put that light, mix it in like that. Then I'm gonna grab the same beauty sponge that I used for my foundation, and I'm just gonna blend that in on my under eye, just like this. I'll get a little closer for you guys so you can see what I'm doing. Keep it when you're blending out still in the center of your forehead right here, because that's the focal point that you want for your highlight. But after that is done, you want to set your concealer. It just makes it a lot easier so it doesn't crease throughout the day, especially when you have something this heavy under your eyes or here. I get it in my smile line, so I set mine there. Just use a Morphe brush. This is the Morphe E48 brush. Looks just like this. And then I use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm just gonna dip in there, and when you're baking, you do want it to be pretty coated. And then what you do is you don't want to swipe it, you want to pack it. So see how I'm pushing it down just like this on my under eye. You want to push it into the skin. Okay, so normally when I am baking and I have that there, going with a fluffier brush like this, this is the Morphe M403. I'll pick up a little bit, but it's just less than that, and I'll just pack it in the areas that I'm not baking on my skin, just to give a little bit of powder, just like so. So normally when I'm baking and I'm letting this sit so that it's giving it some time to really soak into my skin, I'll do my eyebrows, or I'll do my eye makeup, or I'll do my eyelashes, whatever it is that I also need. But since I already have my full eye makeup done, I'm gonna wait it out for a second and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so now that I've let that sit for about 5 minutes, I'm gonna pick up that same brush that we used to pack it, and I'm just gonna wipe off any excess powder that I have on my face. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I contour and just kind of use that, since this is a full foundation routine. So I have two different contour colors that I use. I have the Hoola bronzer, and then I also have this Becca bronzed Bondi. So I like using both of them. This one has a little bit of shimmer in it, if you guys can see like that right there. It has a little bit of shimmer. It's really pretty for when I have a spray tan. And then I also just have the Hoola. I've hit pan on it. It's so bad. But this is the Hoola. I've used this for years and years. So I'm going to go ahead, since I am a little bit lighter, I'm going to use my Hoola bronzer to go ahead and do that. So I just pack it in, get some on the brush like that. Follow underneath your cheekbones. So what I do is I just start up here, and then I slowly bring it down while blending that out. Just like that. And then I bring it up my hairline right here. If you guys don't know what contouring is or why people contour, it is just to create that shadow, just to make your face a little bit more in. So if you are insecure, you feel like your face is a little bit wide, this is why you would normally do it. Not everybody needs to contour, not everybody wants to contour. That is okay. I love it because I feel like I have really chubby cheeks, and so I just like to really define my features on my face and create that shadow. So we're just doing the same that we did. And I always, like I said, was telling you guys before, come around the hairline and just add a little bit there. I am one of those people that I do like to contour my nose just to define it a little bit. So I just go in with a small brush like this. This is the Morphe R37 brush. Dip it in just a little bit, and then you just want to do it right on the sides right here. I don't like to do it too much, just enough, and then right there to create that shadow. And then I just use the same brush that I had and I just blend it out on my nose. So after I've done that, I'm not a huge blush person, so I just go straight in with my highlight. So for today's highlight, I was going through my drawers on my vanity and I saw this beauty right here and realized that I have not used it in forever. So I'm gonna use this today. So these are the two shades for the highlighting. This one right here is Prosecco Pop and this one is Champagne Pop. What I do is I dip into both of them and mix them. You wanna go right on the top of your cheekbone right here, right above where you did your contour. Just like that, just to give it a little bit of pop. Same with the other side. And I always do Cupid's bow right here, and then I grab my finger and dip into both of them, and then I just do the bridge of my nose, so you guys can see there. That's basically everything that I use for my full face, for my foundation routine, my contour, and my highlight. The last that I do is using my makeup setting spray. So this one I use the Urban Decay All Nighter. So normally you would use your makeup setting spray to set everything on your face. It soaks in and just really locks it into your face. Especially if you have a long day, you're gonna do something, you're running around, it's hot. It's the perfect thing to use. So just shake that and spray. Make sure to keep your eyes closed. Move your face around and let it mist your face. Alright guys, so that's it for my full coverage foundation routine and tutorial. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I really hope that it's helped some of you guys out and you've learned something new. If you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I do videos every week. Thank you guys so much for watching and I love you all.